Hey everyone, it's Kristen here, the owner of KEA Consulting, and I'm so excited today to be launching a new project that I've started simply because I really want to get to know more and more amazing local people here in the Edmonton area. And I can't think of a better way of doing it than doing quick little 20-minute videos and exploring four of my favorite questions. And so today is our very first one, and I'm thrilled that I'm getting to do it with the one and only Teresa Bolinski, the owner of T. Bolinski Creative. And if you haven't met Teresa yet, you're going to want to absolutely after today's interview. You may know her as her reputation precedes her as a well sought after photographer here in the Edmonton area. She's also done a lot of branding work as well as creative activities from painting, drawing, you name it. So she's done training through the U of A when it comes to business marketing, fine arts, graphic design, and she happens to be one of my very best friends too. So you're going to love her as much as I do, I'm sure. So without further ado, welcome, Teresa.
Well, thank you for the most flattering introduction ever. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to be doing this with you.
Yeah, I am too. And I think, this is just such a great opportunity to get to know one another on a slightly different level, especially in the Edmonton business world. And hopefully, we're going to have a lot more interviews like this. So thanks for
Oh,
going first.
yeah, there's so many great, talented people in Edmonton. You'll have no shortage of finding people, I'm sure.
Awesome. Okay, so are you ready? Let's just dig in.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, question number one. How do you help people?
How do I help people? When I think of helping people, I think that there's no better way of helping someone than just connecting with them. Whenever someone I feel like is in a place of need, uh, they're missing out on connection with somebody so that they don't feel alone in their struggle. They feel like they've got a supporter, someone just kind of in their corner to either um, listen to them, or maybe even just carry a bit of whatever the burden is that they're carrying. So, it's even as simple as walking through the grocery store, maybe seeing somebody that looks a little bit down, or they don't even have to look down, but just sharing a smile with them so that they feel connected to another human being. And, you might not think that's helping someone, but you never know who needed just that extra little bit of goodness shared with them. Other ways that I help people, I think just being completely honest about my life. I'm human. Had my share of struggles and I've made mistakes, and I take responsibility for it, and I have no problem owning up to everything that I've done in my life. And hopefully by sharing with other people, it can kind of help them grow and carry on in their life too. And I mean, of course, I try and help others too in other ways that I can through helping and supporting other local charities. But I think it's important that people need to be reminded that just, sharing some of a loving heart and good in the world is also another way of helping people. It doesn't have to be donating to charity all the time. Yes, that helps people. But like I said, just share a smile, connect with people.
I love that. And it's just doable, right? I mean, that sort of thing. It costs nothing. You can do it multiple times in a day, and
Yeah.
the return for yourself is immediate also.
You can be an everyday helper. Little things add up to be an enormous act of giving and helping others in the end. So,
Love it.
yeah.
So good. Okay, that was amazing. Are you ready for question two?
Okay, number two
Number
already.
two? Okay. What has been your greatest life lesson so far?
There's been many. Um, the greatest life lesson. Well, I think off the top of my head, there's definitely two that come to mind. Motherhood changes a woman for sure. So there's been some great life lessons in that. Um, but for me in my life, the greatest life lesson, sort of starting from the age of 10, is having chronic illness. Um, at the age of 10, I was diagnosed with autoimmune thyroid disease. So I had Graves' disease, hyperthyroidism. And shortly after, they discovered I had autoimmune liver disease as well. Later in life, celiac disease, and sort of all the ongoing troubles from symptoms and side effects of treatments of kind of hate them but love them at the same time kind of medications. But it's it's not something that I ever want to feel pitied for because, yeah, you know what? I've been to the dark side and felt some pain and struggle, and like, there was going to be no getting better. But when you do realize that there is good days still, that there is good things, um, the silver lining is gratitude, the ultimate gratitude. Like to know what a good day feels like, you have to have the bad days. So when you're a kid, especially being a kid and having to go through some deep struggles and pains early on, those days where you get to go outside and feel the sunshine and play with your friends are that much brighter and better had you have not experienced the opposite in the harder times. So even at a very young age, probably before I even knew the word gratitude existed,
Mm.
I totally knew and felt it. So having that life lesson of appreciating the good days and knowing what gratitude is early on has sort of shaped my journey that way. That it's easier to, well, struggles are still hard, but I think it's definitely easier to get out of them now because I do have faith and know that there are good days to come, and the right attitude and outlook will get you through the hard times for sure. So
Wow.
I try and put on a smile, laugh at the little things, and revel in the small joys every day, and makes the hard ones that much easier to get
Oh,
through. So
that's amazing. And I think what's so powerful about your journey is that it's been just that. It wasn't just one thing that happened that made it a life lesson. This is something that you've been experiencing in different ways since you were 10.
yeah, it's an
But
ongoing journey.
right.
Chronic illness means chronic. It's there all the time.
Yeah.
Ups and downs, riding the waves, and yeah, it's a journey.
Well, no doubt about it. You're inspiring other people too through your journey. So that's pretty awesome. Just another way you're helping others too. Okay, we're doing great. Question 3.
Okay, bring it.
All right. What 2 things are you most hopeful for in the future?
For my life personally,
You know what? Great question. Right back at me. It could be either for you personally, it could be for your circle, your family, your people, or it could be even like global. Like it could be as big as you want it to be. But something, the whole point here is hope. 2 things that you are hopeful for.
okay, maybe I'll just start one personal, maybe one more expanded than that. So for me personally, I think after a few years of some really big struggles sort of in lots of areas of my life, I feel like I worked through that, and I'm starting to see the other side, and I am very hopeful that I'm going to be sort of leaning into more of a life of harmony where my I hate using the word balanced. That's why I like to use harmony. If things are in harmony, where I know that I'm doing the best I can to take care of my health and my heart and my family, and still working to fulfill my passion, my creative passions with my photography, and just sort of keep working that at a place where I feel fulfilled. That's that's what I'm hopeful for. I don't want I don't want to have a life where I feel like I'm constantly go 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 and I'm burning out. Um, Definitely don't want to do the hustle where you're working to. I feel like that's where you end up burning out. I want to be able to find that place where harmony exists, that I can truly have success by feeling just feeling a lot of goodness and joy in my heart, and that can only be done with real harmony. For more Another thing that I'm hopeful for, I think, I always try and look for the silver lining in any crappy situation. And with COVID affecting the entire world, I think there's been so many people that have taken the time to reflect and really see some of the more important things in life that they've neglected for a lot of the years, and they're starting to realize the importance of family time and home time and sort of nurturing relationships that they haven't been putting enough time into. So I'm really hopeful that we'll see a pivotal change across the world in people sort of putting their energy into things that really matter again. So there's a lot of beautiful potential.
Yeah, and I love how you've taken that something in all of our lives right now that's, it has a lot of negative connotations. COVID has had some really hard consequences for each of us. And yet you're spinning that into a hopeful sentence that, let's focus on that silver lining and hopeful that what good has come from it will actually stick. So that's
Yeah, it's like,
mm,
you know, people always say there's things that you can control and things that you can't. The things that you can't control, how you react to it and your attitude towards it is something that you always have a choice in.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So true. Oh, so good. All right. So we're on to our fourth question. We're almost there.
Okay.
This one is a little bit more philosophical. And I love this question just because I love learning from other people. And we're all aware of the different quotes out there, and we can appreciate the wisdom that's come before us, and there's certain phrases that just sort of stick with us. But I would love to know what your favorite quote is and why it resonates with you.
I think quotes sort of stand out and maybe are your favorite at different times in your life depending on what you're going through. Um it goes back to what I'm hopeful for. Like I said, I mean, I've been focusing on harmony rather than hustle because of like a quote that I read that says, that you can find, success comes from harmony, not hustle. And I think there's, especially with women entrepreneurs, man, women are powerhouses, aren't they? Like we we can have children, raise children, run a household, run a business, do it all. And, you know, we kind of think success means bigger, better, faster. Or at least that's sort of what, some of the culture sort of has been going towards is bigger, better, faster and get it done by hustling. Hustle every day. And I've been there. I've tried it. I've done the hustle. And you know what? Ended up burnt out, stressed out, gotten sicker, and in the hospital. And that is not success in my mind. Not at all. It's to me like success now is defined on how I feel in here. Well, in here. In my Teresa heart, like what makes me feel fulfilled. And I'm success is definitely not defined by material things and money. It's defined now by, feeling that harmony of passion, health, attitude, all of that. Like if I can give to myself and give to others and feel positive about every aspect of my life, then that's the bar of success for me. Not how much can I hustle to grow bigger, better, faster? Absolutely not. How
Oh,
much harmony can I build in my life?
so good. So good. So let's get this again because this is so, so good. So success equals harmony, not hustle. Is that it or is that close?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember what the exact quote was, but yeah, it was do you define do you define success by harmony or hustle or um something like that. But yes, how do you want to define success in your
Yeah,
life?
that's so good.
What will ring true for you?
Yeah.
And yeah. no more hustle for this girl.
Love it. Love
I'll
it.
work hard still. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying. Everything I've seen about you in personal, professional life is you go all in with your heart, right? And that
Yes,
that's enough. And I think that's where the harmony comes into play. That it doesn't have to be to a point of physical exhaustion to still be
exactly.
successful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. All right. Well, we have covered four of my favorite questions and learned so much about you and probably just learned about life in so many ways too. But there's a bonus question, and this one's a little bit fun. We get through the four, then there's a bonus question, and I call it the Wheel of Wisdom. So
You
I,
always have such good little extras.
right, we got to make it fun. We can't take life too seriously, and hopefully this throws out some inspiration too. Right, got to get creative. Creativity is everything. So this little question comes with a wheel that we're going to spin. I'm going to flip screens here right away. We're going to spin the wheel. It has a bunch of random words on it. Wherever it lands, I don't know. And it's going to give you a word. And what I would like you to do is just tell me your thoughts on that word. What does it first bring up for you? No right or wrong answer. Just how do you interpret that word? And what kind of wisdom can you bestow on the rest of us by just talking about that one word? So,
I love it. Let's
what do you
spin the
think?
wheel, Hannah.
All right,
Okay.
let's do this. Let's bring it up. Okay, can you see the magic wheel?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, here we go. We're gonna click to spin.
Spin it.
What's it gonna be?
Big money, big money.
I wish it was big money. Okay. Humility,
Humility. That's a good word.
right? Okay,
I think
humility.
humility is it's such an important quality to have. I think like it's something that I admire in people who, have have humility as, a strong guiding principle in their life. Like, um if somebody has humility, like the way I would define that is, you don't think that you're better than anyone else. Um you're as human as the next person, whether they are, you know, poor, richer than you, drive a fancier car, drive a shipmobile, I don't know. Nobody is, everybody is equal. You're as human as everybody else. And you know that. And you have full respect for everybody else and their place in the world as a fellow human. And you're going to love this. I'm sorry. I don't think I can have a discussion without bringing up poop. Um, I've talked to a few people in my life at certain times where maybe they've been nervous to go in, have an interview with somebody that's of high status, or get in front of a bunch of people on stage to make a speech or something. But I'll always tell them, you got to read the book called Everyone Poops. And to me, I know it sounds weird. How am I going to go from there to talking about humility? But I kind of say, you know what? That person, who might be Mr. CEO or Mrs. CEO of this big company or whatever, they are just as human as you are.
Yeah.
They take time to go drop a log every day, just like you do. We're all human. And they are, when it comes down to it, just because of their status, they are no better than you.
Yeah.
And you're no better than them.
So true.
So when you're sitting across from someone face to face, belly to belly, you're sitting with another human being.
Yeah.
And both sides of the table, you need to remember that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it shows. Like you need to respect everybody as another person, another human being, and they should feel that way about you. You should never ever let someone treat you like you're lesser than them. You deserve that humility from them.
Oh, it's so good. And even if you think about the root of the word, humility, so human,
That's where probably it comes from, right? Like,
right? And just that connection that we are all humans. We are
yeah,
all flawed, but we are also all worthy. And it's a two-way
exactly.
street. Yeah.
And respect everybody for, the fact that we are all human and, we are all on the same playing field.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, so good. And as per usual, you've inspired me and you've gotten me thinking. And I have no doubt that people watching this will feel the same way and maybe get to thinking about some of what their answers would be to these four questions.
They're amazing questions. This is
Well,
how we should really be talking to people to find out who they are.
you know what? I think so too. And I'm trying to really stress out there with my clients and just even in my social circles that it's more about who we are and how we show up than it is about what we do. And that's why I didn't start out with tell me about your business. You have an incredible business, and people can find out about everything that you offer for clients on your website, right?
Yes.
Um,
BolinskiCreative.com.
right?
Bolinski with an I, yeah.
Got
Or
it.
just
And
send me a message. Social media accounts.
exactly.
You know what? I'll talk to anybody.
Right? And anybody who does reach out will be grateful that they did. No doubt about it. So we'll get all your social handles out there also to make sure people can reach out to you for sure, for sure. And I just want to end by saying thank you. Thank you for the bright light that you are in this world
Mhm.
and the friendship that you've bestowed upon me and so many other people. And for going first, for being the first in the Give Me 20 series. That means a lot to me as well. So thank you so, so much.
Oh, I'm so happy that you asked me. I mean, going first, whatever, I'll show up who I am. Be
Yeah,
me.
love
Doesn't
it.
matter. So I
That's
can't wait to see who follows in the rest of this series because I'll be watching.
right on. Okay, thanks again for your time, and we will be talking soon.
Excellent. Bye, Kristen.
Bye.
Bye.